why don't you have a pull-up, right? Seems obvious why I don't have a pull-up. My arms aren't strong enough. It's not quite that easy. Bodyweight training is actually the most difficult to coach because it's much harder to scale exercises for a body than it is to scale weight, right? So you can't deadlift 400 pounds. We'll start with 100 pounds and then work your way up to 400. Quite obvious what's going on, right? You want to lift a 70-pound kettlebell? Well, you better start with 26 and work your way up. With body weight, it's like, what do I do? Do I do a ring row? Do I do a chin over bar hold? Do I do lat pull downs? What do I do to get a pull-up? It's quite difficult. I'll tell you, I would wager the thing that you're probably struggling with the most is bracing. People underestimate how much your abdomen, more specifically, or the muscles of your whole midsection, so your glutes, hip flexors, abdominal muscles, and your lats are involved in a pull-up, right? So I'm going to show you a very subtle difference you can make on your bar hanging exercises to work on feeling your abdomen, right? And work on bracing a lot more, okay? So I'm just going to show you a basic hollow hold, but I'm going to show you something you've probably been doing wrong, okay? So what is a hollow hold? So people are hanging on the pull-up bar, right? And then they're like, okay, my feet are out, I'm in a hollow, right? Because this is a dead hang, my feet are under me. A hollow should be just my feet out, right? Well, when I do that right there, my feet are out, I feel it in my quads a bit, and I feel it in my upper abs, because I am pushing my legs out a little. But what I don't feel is right here, right? The weight belt muscles, right? So if you put a weight belt on, the lower abdomen, which I would argue is probably the king of all muscles in your whole body. If you needed to master one area for strength, it would absolutely be where the weight belt sits, okay? So, very subtle difference we can make here. Very subtle difference. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang on this bar and I'm gonna take my hip bones and I'm gonna point them up towards the sky, okay? So I'm just gonna show you from the side here the difference, all right? So I'm hanging on the bar, I'm in my normal hollow like I might be, right? Now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just push my hip bone, so watch, very subtle, up. So you can just do this standing and feel your obliques engage, okay? So watch this difference. Here I am on the bar, I'm hanging. I get into my quote-unquote normal hollow position. Now watch this. That little extra right there. Oh boy, I'm working now, right? So I'm here, I'm in my dead hang position. Now I've got my shoulders packed in my active hang. Now I got my feet out, or whatever that means, right here. Now watch me. Oh boy, I'm pushing like my belt buckle. So you can imagine somebody's up in the rafters and they're like, show me your belt buckle. And you're like, push up to show them that belt buckle. So this isn't, by the way, a hinge at the waist. So what a lot of people may turn this into is a hanging leg raise. So I'm not just raising my feet up, right? And I'm not just pushing my belly out. That's an arch position. Instead, I'm here, I'm going to push my belt buckle up. Another very helpful thing to tie the lower and upper end is to simultaneously push down with the arms, right? So my belt buckle is pushing up, my arms are pushing down. I am now in a very strong hollow position. My lats are engaging, my abs are engaging like crazy, right? This is very simple. The best way to practice this would be have a pull-up bar in your home, hop up 5 seconds a day, right? Or sorry, 5 seconds on the hour perhaps, right? So pretty often, right? You'd want to do this pretty often. In a normal training session, maybe 5 sets of 5 seconds separated by a minute or so of rest, and really work on getting that contraction, right? Not just like, okay, I'm gonna pick my feet up and whatever, like I'm really looking to get as tight as possible, right? Because we're not just working on muscle activation, we're working on learning how to engage muscles, right? There's 2 ways to get stronger. Get a bigger muscle, then you gotta eat in the middle of the night, you gotta eat 17 times a day, or you learn how to contract that muscle harder. So take what you got and learn it, right? So I'm here, I'm gonna be hanging, showing my belt buckle, pushing down on the upper half of my body with my hands to get that lat engagement, and then just be amazed at how stronger you feel, and then you can really start to get more effectiveness out of your other pull-up drills, right? So then when I go to do my lat pull downs, when I go to do my ring rows, when I go to do chin above the bar holds, I'm able to utilize that hollow to get that core contraction that I need, that midsection contraction that's going to eventually lead to me getting a pull-up.